Breaking news. The president and first lady have tested positive for the coronavirus. This coming after one of the president's closest advisors tested positive. Hope Hicks traveling with Trump to and from the first presidential debate in Cleveland, Ohio on Tuesday.
There is a level of panic inside the White House and, frankly, right now across the country. The concern now is going to be tracking down who else has been in close contact with the president that will need to be quarantined. That could range from the White House press secretary to his Secret Service detail to other senior advisors. Remember, he was just on the stage with Joe Biden at that debate. We know that everyone who comes in close contact with the president is tested for COVID-19, but the reality here is that has not stopped the virus from entering the White House complex, which is one of the most secure buildings in this country.
Let's go to Armenia's capital city, Yerevan. Our correspondent, Gulliver Cragg, is...
Well, reporters on the ground in Nagorno-Karabakh are reporting a slight decrease in the intensity of fighting, but not saying that they think that that is in any way really significant in terms of the evolution of the conflict. Basically, it's still going on. This morning, the Armenian Defense Ministry reports having shot down one Azerbaijani plane and one drone over, I think, the airspace of Nagorno-Karabakh, if I'm not mistaken. Also, what's got a lot of Armenians very worried is a report from the Armenian Defense Ministry that they shot down 4 Azeri drones, surveillance drones, they said they were, in over Armenia proper, one of them in an area less than an hour's drive from the capital city, Yerevan, the other 3 a little bit far away. This is the region of Karakunik, and in one village in that region, Melmaslik, there is also one civilian reported to have been killed.
Baksana bak. Of vurdular. Of vurdular. Vurdular. Evet vurdular.
Çatan 63, çatan 63, rapon 7'yem qəbul. Çatan 63, çatan 63.
Under the shadow of COVID-19 and deepening concerns over a new security law, this was a subdued National Day for many people here. But at a ceremony attended by Hong Kong's political elite, the territory's leader, Carrie Lam, said the legislation had brought stability. Some, not on the guest list, tried to stage a demonstration outside the venue. A protest that was quickly extinguished by police, on a day when they were braced for trouble. Riot officers sealed off a busy shopping area, ready to act quickly to stamp out any signs of unrest. They'd earlier denied permission for a march, citing COVID-19 and the potential for violence.
Israel normalizing ties with Arab countries has one very local effect. It's pushing the main Palestinian factions, Hamas and Fatah, closer together. Representatives of the 2 bitter rival parties met in Turkey earlier this month and discussed holding long-delayed parliamentary elections.
Here we are, despite all the obstacles that you know too well, preparing ourselves to hold parliamentary elections, followed by presidential elections, with the participation of all factions and political parties. We will continue creating life and hope under the flag of national unity and democracy.
The last parliamentary elections in the Palestinian Authority took place back in 2006 and led a year later to the Hamas takeover of the Gaza Strip. Another holdover of those elections is the Palestinian Legislative Council, a political entity that now exists mainly on paper.
Breaking news coming in, the Pentagon has given a go-ahead to the $90 million deal with India
And this deal is for sale of spare parts for the Hercules feat. And what we're getting to know at this point in time, that the Pentagon has approved this $19 million sale. This will include sale of equipment, spares, and of course, logistical support. India had bought the C-130J Super Hercules aircraft, and the Pentagon has approved the $90 million sale.
So Julian Assange's extradition hearing here at the Old Bailey in central London has finally wrapped up after a grueling and mammoth 4-week trial. It seems as though that the decision that whether or not he will be extradited to the United States will be made on January the 4th of 2021 in 3 months' time. Now, of course, the WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is wanted by the United States for his alleged roles in one of the largest compromises of classified information in the history of the United States, and he's indicted on 18 counts under the Espionage Act, and the US therefore want him to face trial for spying and publishing these classified documents, all related to the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, plus one of conspiracy to hack a government computer to then publish these documents. And if found guilty and convicted, he could be sentenced up to 175 years behind bars.
إجلال وإكبار لكل قطرة دم سالت على أرض العراق، ونتمنى أن تتحقق المطالب، وأول مطلب هو كشف عن قتلة المتظاهرين وإقرار قانون للانتخابات عادل.
Since the ferry went down 26 years ago, it has been speculations that it might be a hole in the hull because the Estonia ferry went down very fast. Under 1 hour was the sinking. We wanted to look for ourselves, is there a hole or not in the hull? And we started the investigation. We drove with the underwater drone along the starboard fender of Estonia from the bow to the stern. And 1/3, we found this huge hole in the hull. It's 4 meters high and 1.2 meters wide. And of course, that was a very surprising discovery.
From the pandemic's front line to the picket line. Peru's healthcare workers have walked off the job for 2 days to demand better conditions and pay. Peru is battling the world's 6th worst COVID-19 outbreak. More than 800,000 people have been infected and 32,000 people have died. Workers say it's the government's fault. Specifically, government corruption that has siphoned money from its health budget.
Many of our hospitals are abandoned. They have obsolete infrastructure. Many people have lost their lives unnecessarily, and that is very painful, really.
A well-known daredevil was at it again. Alan Robert is known as the French Spiderman. He was spotted climbing a 32-story building in Frankfurt, Germany. He wasn't wearing a harness or any protective gear. He was, however, wearing a silver suit and cowboy boots. Who says you can't climb in style? Step by precarious step, the fearless Frenchman inched up the building's facade. The usually busy streets were closed, and an ambulance and firefighters waited down below, just in case. Fortunately, they weren't needed. Robert reached the top with ease and waved to spectators.